Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2020 thriller film Blood and Money, a film that is co-written and directed by John Barr, and it stars Tom Berenger. And the film is about essentially Tom Berenger's character, Jim Reed, who is a retired veteran who hunts in the snowy mountains of North America. He lives a pretty sad existence. He kind of lives in a mobile camper van. He's got no connection really with his family. He's ex-alcoholic, and he's a very poorly man. He's clearly a very poorly man. And his only real existence is hunting in the snowy mountains illegally, and selling the game to local people to make his money that way. However, this one fateful day, he discovers a body in the woods and some money, and it is very, very clear that this money is illegal, and there are some pretty nasty folks that want that money returning, and the film eventually turns into a cat and mouse film with Tom Berenger fighting for survival. So that's the basic premise of the film that we're talking about here. What are my thoughts on Blood and Money? Now, the first thing I want to say is I'm a big fan of Tom Berenger. I've reviewed a number of his films over the last couple of years. I've been a fan of Tom Berenger since Major League back in the 80s. I think he's a very underrated actor. He's a very, very good actor indeed, and he's always been very good in everything I've ever seen him in. Even his last few years, the films that he's putting out now, his performances are always sound, and he still obviously has a lot of respect for the craft of acting. That being said, unfortunately, what we get with this film is a bit of a dull affair. It suffers so badly from pacing issues that it becomes a bit of a snooze fest, this film, unfortunately. And what could have been a really tightly made thriller about a guy trying to stay alive against the odds, and an elderly chap at the same time, it's been quite poorly mishandled, I would suggest, really, with this film. And that's not to say that this film doesn't have some redeeming qualities. It does. I mean, the first one being Tom Berenger, he's excellent in this film. The only trouble is there's nothing else really in this film. I mean, they try and get this relationship going with him and the local girl working at the diner. I don't mean like a romantic relationship, but some kind of connection going, because she's having trouble with her husband who's an alcoholic, and Tom Berenger can relate to all that, and their families become intertwined at some point in the film. So they try that, but that again doesn't feel right, doesn't feel like it works. So essentially what you've got is this lonely old guy living a pretty sad existence that stumbles across this illegal money and trying to stay alive against the odds, against these pretty nasty people that obviously want this money back. And it's almost like a veteran version of Cliffhanger to some degree, but without the action and the excitement. It's most of the scenes are Tom Berenger fumbling around in the snow and somehow, inexplicably, managing to get out of these scrapes and situations. And I don't think they focus enough on that. I don't think they focus enough on his skills as a ex-Vietnam veteran and all that kind of stuff. It just seems like he stumbles mainly by accident to get out of these situations. It doesn't seem to, or it doesn't get, you don't get the impression from watching it that it is based on his ex-combat skills, and that he's a very highly trained, or was a very highly trained veteran, that kind of thing. I don't know, it just doesn't flow in that way. I mean, fans of his Sniper series might certainly get a kick out of seeing him holding a rifle again, because that's arguably his most successful series of films, the Sniper films. So there's that going for it, I suppose. If you're a fan of that, to see him holding a rifle again will be give you a bit of a kick, I guess. But other than that, I just found it a bit dull, and you know, it doesn't make you feel great to say that. So it's a watchable film, but it's terribly paced and a bit dull, and when it does get to the exciting bits, they're not particularly exciting, I suppose. So I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. It's one that you probably won't miss if you don't watch it, put it that way. But if you're a big fan of Tom Berenger, it's worth checking out, because he is, as usual, excellent in the film. So that is my review for Blood and Money. I hope you liked it. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching, and of course I'll see you back for more reviews on Screen Stars very, very soon.